All right, last question. Well, two questions. Anonymous asks, how do you find peace, stay positive amidst all the negativity? Just feeling down about things. By the way, I enjoyed the new podcast. Thanks for introducing me to Gita. Keep up the good work. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Tell your friends. Have them download it. Although, really, I need people to rally support when it goes up on iTunes and you can write reviews and stuff. I try and stay positive by... There's a couple of things, right? Like, one of the things I do is I keep letters in my bag from people who have written me over the years, nice things they've said about me and my work. It reminds me that I do this for them and not for the negativity that sometimes surrounds anything that we do. In my personal life, by moving back to Chicago, like being around family, like reminding myself what is so important in life, like that makes me happy. I think it's one of the things you can do is just to try and not drown in it, get away from it. It's to recognize that the negativity exists, but to not wallow in it, to walk away from it sometimes, to allow yourself to ignore it. I think those can be powerful tools in not allowing that to sort of dictate and dominate your life. But everyone has different coping mechanisms. It's certainly not something easy to deal with. Last question. Anonymous asks, Halo 5. Are you hopeful and or confident 343 can pull you in and do something good? How do you feel Master Chief Collection has affected things in the studio and for the game? I have complicated feelings about Halo 5. I did not particularly care for Halo 4. I thought it was a well-made game that had its heart in the right place, but was a mess from top to bottom. I guess, the one thing that was amazing about Halo 4 was the visuals. Like, oh my God, that was a gorgeous game. And it was a good, like, it had a lot of really, like, it was fun to play. It certainly felt like a Halo game. They proved that 343 can build a Halo game. I just don't know that Halo 4 really established the identity of what is a Halo game under 343. Now, if the intention is just to sort of, go on the treadmill, create something that's been created before and just do another one of those, then I suppose they succeeded. But I really like Halo 5 to be something fundamentally different. It's still Halo, right? Because it's Halo and it's the fifth one, so it makes sense that it's going to follow a certain rule book. But I feel like 343 tried to do that a little bit with Halo 4, but man, they bungled the story. The story was incomprehensible. If you didn't read the books, it didn't make any sense to anyone. And I found, as someone that enjoyed the Halo series but didn't get deep into the lore, I enjoyed 1, 2, 3, Reach, ODST just fine. And I didn't constantly feel like, well, if I'd read the books, I guess I would know what's going on. And in Halo 4, that's exactly how I felt. It was extremely alienating to folks that weren't deeply invested in the mythology of the series and instead enjoy just sort of like a sci-fi romp that has some interesting characters and a cool world and fun weapons and the gunplay is amazing. And that's what I come to Halo 4. And so, I feel like even though Halo 5 has been announced for a while now, we know very little about it. There's the multiplayer beta that came out over Christmas, and we'll learn quite a bit about it at E3 in a couple of weeks, and we'll see sort of what they're doing mechanically to sort of freshen up Halo. But the thing I wonder is I don't think Halo commands the same sort of pedigree. I know that Halo does not command the same sort of pedigree that it used to. When Halo 2 came out, it was a Call of Duty level phenomenon. Like, it was a thing. There were just... I was in college at the time, and I remember the long, long lines people waited in for the midnight release of Halo 2 that I participated in as well. I got in line, went back, played my copy, played like 3 hours of the story. It was just all anyone talked about. And I don't think people discuss Halo or talk about Halo in that way anymore. It does not. I think Microsoft treats Halo with the cultural cachet as though it is spoken in the same breath as Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. And while Halo certainly used to be like that, it isn't that anymore. I don't want to say it's like a B-level franchise, but it is not the same sort of cultural behemoth that it used to be. And Microsoft is spending a lot of money supporting the Halo series, and I wonder at what point do they stop doing that? At what point do they realize that Halo is important, but it is not the series that it used to be? And it's going to be curious to see what happens with Gears of War, because I think it's entirely possible that the new Gears of War, which will probably also be shown at E3, outshines Halo to a significant degree. And maybe we see a shift towards Gears of War, and Halo 5 is a ratchet back. If Halo 5 isn't an enormous success, I wouldn't be completely shocked if Microsoft decides to sort of put Halo into a different gear and decide they want to do something else with that franchise, or at least won't treat it in the same way they have so far. It's just, I don't see people flip it out for Halo the way they used to. And I don't even think that was Halo 4's fault. I just think it's been going for a while and the torch is being lit elsewhere. But we'll see. I'm still excited for Halo 5. And man, you know it's going to look gorgeous. So that's reason enough to probably play it. At least it is for me.